Yes, yes, yes! Oh, you know what that sound means? And for the 67th episode, it's In the Paddock F1 with Greeny and the Cheese. We have reached the penultimate race of the year as we come to Sao Paulo, Brazil, for the 49th time it's the Brazilian Grand Prix. Sao Paulo, a city of over 30 million people in the metro area. It's known for its museums, art galleries, the architecture. It's also the birthplace of former F1 drivers Felipe Massa, Rubens Barrichello, and world champions Emerson Fittipaldi, and of course the legend Ayrton Senna. The perfect lead-in to where we are this week, and that is the Autodromo Jose Carlos Pace. Better known as Interlagos, 2.67 miles, 15 corners, up and down those hills. You give it the full beans for 74% of your lap, and Interlagos never disappoints. Oh, there was a Haas on pole for the sprint race. What? What? Are you serious? But the Mercs ended up blocking it out after the sprint race and Carlos's penalty. Russell with a brilliant start took the lead. Then there was a safety car on the first lap, followed by a safety car on the restart. End plates were flying. People got time penalties. It was madness. Late safety car threw a big monkey in the wrench, especially for the people that went on the three stop strategy. But George Russell in the end gets career victory number one. Lewis second. Carlos throws in a great driving, takes third. We're caffeinated. We're medicated. Greeny. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. We are looking good. We are feeling good. Ferrari stinks. Haas is a disaster. Mercedes shines. Silver arrows on front row. Red Bull's looking okay, but not great. And McLaren can't get out of their own way. It's another day, another episode. And for the 67th time, Greeny the Cheese in the Paddock F1 starts now. I think you said it's penultimate, by the way.
This is the penultimate.
You said
it is the penultimate.
No, penultimate, not penultimate. Just want to make that correction there.
I blame it on medication.
I don't mean to correct your grammar there, but it was an egregious mistake. So I figured I would correct it. Greeting the Cheese in the Paddock F1. I'm just busting on you, man, because Ferrari was bad. Haas was worse. Blame it on the rain. And actually, no rain for the first time as far as race day goes. It feels like first time in forever we had absolutely no rain and no poor weather, even though they had some black clouds coming in late in the race. What a day in Brazil. And it was George Russell for the first time in his career, his young career. George Russell takes it home. Mercedes looks like they're the team to beat early on for 2023. Red Bull looks like they're second. Ferrari looks a distant third. And away we go. How are you feeling after this weekend?
Oh, there's a lot to talk about. I got some points to bring up for discussion. The Mercs were just dominant all weekend. You never know what you're going to get with the Mercedes right now. One track they're brilliant at, and the next track it's absolute trash and rubbish. So it's a hodgepodge of what you're going to get. But this weekend they were absolutely brilliant. Russell takes the first career victory. Long time coming, but he's finally got it. Maybe the floodgates open a little bit for him here since he's got maybe to relax a little bit easier. Let's see what else we got here. Perez got unlucky with the late safety car being stuck on the mediums, sort of dropping back. Little controversy there with Red Bull telling Max to give him the spot back for the points. Max basically said piss off. Seemed pretty pissed when people were asking about it after the post race. Said they talked about it, but there'll be more to talk about in the when they all get together again. But for the recap of the race, seemed like some shots were fired there.
Don't tell drivers how to drive.
Wasn't happy. Perez wasn't happy, saying, all the things I've done for him, and he can't throw me a bone here. I think Max was a little ticked off from. I think that was a little payback from probably Monaco. Probably. So yeah, little controversy in the Red Bull garage right now, maybe. Which I'll get the popcorn out for that.
Yeah,
Christian
and what
Horner getting
about
all mad. Christian Horner getting all mad defensive about it. Very interesting.
yeah,
It's
and
very
George
interesting.
Russell stays in front of Lewis Hamilton, even though they wanted George Russell to concede that position and give Lewis the win. They wanted it, but they didn't get it.
Oh, yeah. Would
But
that
they
have been
didn't get it.
16? Would that have been 16 straight seasons with a win?
Yeah.
It's got one more race to do it.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
Got one more race.
Between Lewis Hamilton coming in second and the garage wanting him to come in first, whether you had Perez trying to eke out some points, or whether you even had Charles Leclerc at one point that wanted to pass Carlos Sainz, who ended up on
Oh, we'll get
podium.
into that later. We
All
will
of
get into
that,
that later. That will
all
be
of that.
discussed later.
Like, don't you have to win your position fairly and not have points given to you? Isn't there some
Yeah.
integrity
Earn
here?
it. Earn it. Earn it. Earn it.
So
Do
there was a
better.
lot of that going on. There was a lot going on with that. Yeah, sounds like there might be some baby powder involved in this situation. But as I continue, listen, yeah, I see it in your eyes, sir. I see it in your eyes. Warming yourself up there. But yeah, bottom line, George Russell, first career win. Huge for George Russell and for those George Russell fans. There are so many of them. And Lewis Hamilton, Mercedes, 1-2, Silver Arrows, and absolutely decimating any kind of story we had about Haas coming in. 8th and 12th and ends up being complete garbage, but we won't get into that at least today. Final thoughts about the race and George Russell's first win.
Interlagos really never disappoints. It's always an exciting, fun race. There's action all over the place.
It's a go-kart track.
But George Russell deserves it. It's just fun. It's a fun track to drive. To be honest, in the games and stuff. It's fun. But you always get really good racing. There's overtaking spots, so you always get this brilliant, fun racing all the way through the field. Which you got. You get a lot of passes and a lot of battles going on during the entire race here. So it's always fun, exciting. George Russell deserves it. It's a long time coming. All those years in the Williams. Now he's actually in a car, and Mercedes is looking very well the last couple of races here, Interlagos and the last race in Mexico. So, but next week the Mercedes could be absolute trash again.
Yes,
And neither
Saturday
Fake Punk, so.
Saturday George becomes Sunday George. It's about damn time.
George. Well, he was
about
Saturday George yesterday too.
He was Saturday George yesterday, but he's finally.
That was just the hors d'oeuvres. That was just the hors d'oeuvres.
That was just a little taste. We got the entree today. Congratulations again to George Russell, especially after that devastation last year, where he should have won that race.
When he filled in for Lewis.
When he filled in for Lewis last year, where he just couldn't get out of his own way, or team couldn't help him out.
The team couldn't get out of his own way.
And that was kind of like, it's funny because it all came full circle, because that was kind of the beginning of the demise of that version of Mercedes. And then they re-rose from the ashes like a phoenix about a year later to come in 1-2 after you had that race. And then shortly after that, you had the Max.
And Toto wasn't even there.
Toto wasn't even there. Toto wasn't even there. Maybe Toto Wolff's been the problem. Maybe he's been the bad mojo for the last year. But awesome race once again. We have a announcement to make. We will have a special episode of In the Paddock F1 Greenie and the Cheese coming out this week on Wednesday, because we are going to do a new program, or a new show within our program, called Haas Hump Day. Haas, a brainchild of Cheese. So we're gonna have Haas on, which is a Wednesday. So every once in a while on a Wednesday, you might get our Haas Hump Day update. So be on the lookout for those and some other pretty cool shows and some pretty cool things we're working on here for the off season. We're gonna have a long off season, about 3 months. We want to keep you guys engaged and entertained. So we know sometimes we give you guys large gaps of time between episodes, sometimes 2-3 weeks. So we want to change that and kind of plug it up with some new shows, some really cool stuff coming your way. But the first of many new shows in the Paddock F1 with Greenie and the Cheese canon, as we will have now, spin-off, as it may be. And we got a whole bunch of those coming up, but this will be the first of many. Haas Hump Day, a brilliant brainchild of Cheese. And we have a lot to talk about as far as Haas is concerned. So if you're a Haas fan or a Greenie and the Cheese fan or an In the Paddock F1 fan, you definitely want to be sure to check that out. This Wednesday, it'll be dropping for Haas Hump Day. Any final thoughts, sir, before we go to a very quick break?
Oh, I'm ready to roll, son. Let's do this. I got.
He's
some
got
questions
Quizmaster's
for you,
cockpit
sir.
ready. He's got questions ready. Got Quizmaster cockpit. He wants to see an 0 for 3. He wants to see an 0 for 3. He's laughing. He wants to see like blank. like
I want to see a full stink.
3 swings and a miss. So we'll see if I can get my way. Maybe I can get one. See if I can get at least one. Greenie the Cheese in the Paddock F1. Back into this. Oh yeah. Greenie the Cheese in the Paddock F1. We'll be retiring that one for season 3, but that was a good one for season 2. Yeah, we're pretty pumped for season 3, man. Had a little meeting over the weekend. Thank you, Cheese.
Wow.
Thank you, Cheese, for flipping the bill at Nudies. Quality meal. And we had a little discussion about season 3. So season 3 is going to be robust. We're planning on a ton of episodes, for the season. I'm saying 50 plus episodes for next season. So we'll be with you a lot more for season 3 as we're stepping it up. Like I said, Haas Hump Day's coming up for episode 68. And
Haas Hump Day.
And we got some other surprises coming up after that. So stay tuned, stay with us, and remember to like and subscribe. And we are here wherever you listen to your podcast. And guess what? We have other 66 other episodes for free. You can listen to those episodes as well. And of course, get in touch with us in the Paddock USA at gmail.com. And of course, on Twitter. And as long as that lasts for pay $8 and you can get a blue check mark finally, because that's well earned. And so we'll see how we end up on there. And of course, YouTube. Geez, I heard there might be some movement on the rig, but right now it's stuck on a boat in the Atlantic Ocean or Pacific Ocean potentially, and one of those oceans, and trying to wrangle up his parts to get his parts delivered for his vehicle so he can get back on the road, and Podrick can get back on the road. And away we go.
Yes, sir.
Away we go.
Singapore. Are you done delaying?
Stuck. I'm good.
Are you
I'm good. I'm ready to
All
roll,
right, well,
sir.
that leads us into the Quizmaster's cockpit. Are you ready, sir?
I am ready as I'll ever be.
All right then. More positive than usual, but we'll take it and run. All right, here we go. Question number 1, sir. Who has the most wins at the Brazilian Grand Prix?
That's it's not Schumacher actually. I think it's Alain Prost.
That is correct. And how
Wow.
many?
I know this. I know this. 6? Is it
That is
6?
correct.
Did
That
you
is
sneak
correct.
in a two-parter? You're like, oh yeah. By the way, you got that right. You got that right. I'm not gonna just give it to you because you got it right. Because I didn't think you were gonna get it right. So yeah, I'm just gonna throw a second part B in there. Chewy's pissed at you. Yeah, he is. All right. That's why he's barking at you. Because he didn't like that either. Thanks, Chew. You didn't like that either. Sneaky. Very sneaky. Go
Chewbacca's
ahead, question
pissed.
2. Question 2.
Chewbacca's pissed.
Chewbacca doesn't like that. Question 2.
All right, hold on a minute.
Go ahead, take your
I gotta
time.
recompose myself.
I gotta recompose myself. Don't be asking stupid questions like that. To be sneaky. Dogs don't like
Question
dogs
2,
sense
sir.
sneakiness. Dogs sense sneakiness. Go ahead.
Question 2. All right, here we go. Haas was on pole for the sprint race. When was the last time an American constructor had P1?
Ooh. Ooh. Oh, jeez. I have absolutely no idea. I can't even think. I can't.
Went back in the books for this one. Went back
Wow.
in the
No, I
books.
can't. I
I was
can't.
like,
I can't. I can't think of one. That's a really good. That's a really bravo, sir. Bravissimo. Bravissimo. That was a fantastic question. I got nothing. Stump the Schwab. I got nothing.
all right. I was like Gandalf the Grey in that question. I was down there in the
That was a great question. Great
bottoms of the
question.
dusty basement, blowing off documents, trying to blowing the dust off, trying to find that.
Oh, what's the answer?
The answer is 1975 British Grand Prix. The team Shadow.
Oh, wow. You pulled that out of the relics. Shadow racing. Wow. Yeah. Wow. No, that was a great question. And anyone at home that was listening that got that one, bravissimo to you as well.
So that is incorrect, sir. Question number 3. 5 Brazilians have won their home Grand Prix. Name them.
Massey, Senna, Fittipaldi. I'm assuming Carlos Pace won. Just to name the stadium after him. Who am I missing? I got 4? You're just
That's 4.
staring at me. You're staring. I got no feedback.
I ain't giving you
Who the heck am
shit.
I missing? Assy, Santa Fittipaldi, pace. I'm missing a
5
big one
seconds.
too.
2, 1.
What am I missing?
Well, that's time. Nelson Piquet.
Oh, son of a gun!
And just by the way, since you corrected me earlier today and I still gave it to you, you said Massey. It was Massa.
Oh my! I'm sorry. I'm scarred from last year. Honestly, I think I'm permanently scarred from last year. Felipe Massa is correct, not Michael Massey, so which is incorrect as well. But it doesn't matter anyway. It doesn't matter because I didn't get it right. I
That's
didn't get it
right.
right. Got 3
You didn't get it right.
former champion Nelson Piquet. That was bad. That was bad. That was a bad job. That was a bad job
That's
in
poor
that one.
form. That's poor form.
Yeah, it's poor form. Missing
That's
out
poor form.
PK. I blanked on that one. No good.
Well, so you know what that is? That's 2 out of 3 wrong. So you know what that makes you? Makes you a loser.
Oh, yeah.
So that'll
Fair.
take us right into losers. And let's see, let's start off with McLaren. Absolutely horrid day. Danny makes a bonehead move on lap 1. He's out. Norris has a electrical problem, I think they were saying. Just put up that late safety car. He doesn't finish. Big time points loss to the team you're chasing. So definitely losers for McLaren. And I'm going to leave it at that because that's 2. That's really 2 guys. So I'll leave it there.
Right. Right. I got to look at a guy who I was actually hopeful for today.
Got to leave the scraps out there for you. Got to leave the scraps.
It's a little more than scraps because there were some losers out there today. I got to go with Yuki Tsunoda today, starting from the back. Figured he would. He was up at like 12th at one point, so he definitely was chopping away there, and he got up pretty high, but he just couldn't hold it. He had some bad laps there down the stretch and ended up plus 1 lap. The only driver to get lapped today, I believe. So got to give it up for Yuki stinking. And I'm just going to give it to the whole Haas team. How excited were they on Friday? Gunther's out there. Somebody call my wife. Somebody, what he says. He's so pumped. Takes pole for the sprint race. That ends up being trash. Starts 8th and 12th. That ends up being trash. 8 and 12 start, couldn't get a point out of it. Ended up a DNF in 14th. DNF in 14th from 8 and 12. Can you get a point on the board? You got 1 point. I'm sorry, you got 1 point for coming in 8th in the sprint race.
They got a 2-point lead on AlphaTauri. They got a 2-point lead on AlphaTauri for what? Like 8th in the constructors?
Nobody cares. Nobody cares. 8th. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. This was a squad, a team that had the ability to finish 6th this season. That did not upgrade anything last season to come in 8th this year. No upgrades. No upgrades last year, all the way through to come in 8th this year. I can't. We're gonna do a whole show about this. So if you want to get pumped up and you can spit and fire like I am right now, join us on Wednesday. We'll hear a lot more. I'm done. And those are my losers. Having fun over there?
Oh, I'm not even barely gonna talk on Wednesday. I am full confidence. I'll be there in spirit mainly because that is your program. And I'm just gonna wait for you to go up. I'll probably be on the floor, probably because I'm falling out of my chair as I'm laughing as you're spitting fire.
It's gonna be a different show. episode 68 is going to be a little bit different than those 67 episodes. So if you enjoy entertainment, I know you'll be there. You'll be there more as a fan than as opposed to a co-host. But let's get to winners before this segment gets too long here.
All right, so winners. Let's give it to Valtteri Bottas. And the points again for Valtteri. So pretty good drive in the Alfa Romeo. And I'm going to give it to Alpine. What was it, 5th and 8th? For Alonso and then Ocon. Both cars in the points. Getting those valuable points. I think they got a 19-point gap now over McLaren. So that's pretty much a done deal, to be dead honest, because McLaren is not going to be winning no races in Abu Dhabi. So I think that's pretty much going to be a done deal. So big props to Alpine, and those will be my winners.
I know we mentioned it all episode, but you do have to give it up for Mercedes, and not just Mercedes drivers, but this was a team effort. This was a team effort for months to get them to this position where they can come in 1-2 and finish at the top. First win for Mercedes all year. We didn't think they would get any wins this year. We talked about it a few weeks ago. How time was running out for Mercedes to get a win, and they come back and defy the odds and set themselves up nicely for 2023. Really a 12-month period or 11-month period of real devastation here for Mercedes, and they're starting to snap out of it, and hopefully for Mercedes fans and Lewis Hamilton fans, and unlike people who might be Ferrari fans like yourself, might be a Mercedes push in 23. And I did talk trash earlier in the day, and I know I was beating up Ferrari a little bit, but I'm going to give it to Carlos Sainz. He did have he was back and forth all race, and didn't look like he was going to finish in third. Didn't look like he was going to make podium, and sticks it out. And more importantly, Ferrari really wanted to, and we'll get to this a little later as well, but Ferrari really wanted Charles Leclerc to come in third and have an opportunity to take the lead or over Sergio Perez and for second in the driver's standings, and didn't happen. It didn't happen. Carlos Sainz held it, came in third, podiumed, and nothing is given in Formula One. Nothing is given in professional sports. You got to take it, and it's going to be a lot of crying in the next 2 weeks between now and the final race of the year. But those are my winners, sir. Which leaves us with only one thing. And one thing to do. I need to slap my goddamn tail for that.
Well, my slap this week is going to Charles Leclerc. With your boo-hooing, remember the championship? How many times are you going to tell them? They know what it is. You're not taking a podium away from somebody. That's absolute trash. That's absolute trash. You want a podium spot, you freaking earn that thing. All right? You freaking earn it. Shame on you for even asking. Shame on you. Do better. Pass somebody. Show more pace. Embarrassing. You know what? Sign for yourself like 5 times for that. Because that crying crap. Nonsense. That's ridiculous. You earn it. You earn it on the track. It's not given to you. Get the heck out of here. Pat yourself. Smack yourself silly. Disgusting. Makes me want to puke.
I'm glad I set you right up for that one. That was unintentional. That was an unintentional setup. But yeah, like I said, Carlos Sainz got put in a really tough spot when you have the guy who was presumably at the beginning of the season one of the favorites to win the championship, and now he's pushing for points, and you're in front of him, and he wants to pass you, obviously, but you want to pass him.
It was like he was like 2, 3, 4 seconds behind him. What do you want him to stop? I mean, come on. Are you going to take a podium away from somebody? Please. Please. Makes me sick.
Listen, I
Slap
think
yourself 10 damn times for that. That's makes you want to vomit and puke.
I think as I'm looking through here, as I'm looking through my notes here, we are going to have a heck of a segment coming up. Because one of us went big. one of us bet the largest bet of the season in Greenie Bucks. The biggest check written all year. Was it cashed or someone making a run for the border? We're going to find out next. Greenie and the Cheese in the Paddock F1. Stay with us. We'll be back in a moment.
Oh, yeah. We're back. You know what that sound means? It's time to take that fantasy ride to that fantasy island of Greentopia. Where the beer flows like wine and the wine flows like beer. And the cannabis grows as far as the eye can see. Look at that, it's like corn! Look at it out there!
Look at it out there! Over yonder! Out yonder! Smells delicious.
And we climb, we take that hill to the top. The casino in the sky. It's like Monaco, but a little different. Because you can only use Greenie Bucks to bet on that Formula One race in Greentopia. The only thing you can use it for. Nothing else. But are we cashing in? Or are we checking out? I know somebody's checking out this week. Sure as heck ain't me.
Well, it didn't go well for one of us. And for those of you who've been following for all these years that we've been doing this, it's usually me that it doesn't go well for. And once again, yes, sir, it is I. So I said, forget about this nonsense. There's 50 Greenie Buck bets, 100 Greenie Buck bets. We're jacking it up. We're jacking it. We got 2 weeks to go. We're jacking it. Or 2 races to go. We're jacking it up. So you bet 50 for Lewis to win. He didn't win. So I'm like, You know what? I'm not going to go double that. I'm not going triple. No. I'm not even going 5 times. I'm going 10 times your bet. And I'm going to bet on the always reliable Max Verstappen for 500 Greenie Bucks. And oh no. Max Verstappen gets 1 week to not win.
That didn't happen.
One time. Record breaking, record holding, champion. Can't even get him on the podium. Not this week. So I took a bath. You, sir, you got Fernando Alonso as the biggest gainer. I took Yuki Tsunoda as the biggest gainer. That definitely did not happen. It was embarrassing. The only driver to get lapped. He got lapped. There was a safety car. 10 laps to go, and he gets lapped. But 10 laps, he didn't lap to 10 laps.
Well, he didn't pass the safety car when he was told to pass it. Latifi did.
He did. This is true. It was just a mess. It was a mess. Yuki was just an embarrassing mess today. Just sitting out there with the safety car. The whole thing was a disaster. Just like my day was. So I'm down to 5,300 Greenie Bucks. So after a full season, I've come full circle. And ended up pretty close to where I started, which is pretty sad. And you, sir, are at 6,500 Greenie Bucks. So a monumental 1,200 Greenie Buck lead. The largest all season and the largest in over a year, sir. So you are sitting on your high horse pretty. Probably the largest lead ever we've ever had. No.
Well, it's going to be even going to be larger after next week because the Mad Hatter's coming out.
I could come back and win easily, or end up broke as a joke.
The Mad Hatter's coming out. It's all or nothing.
I could take this back.
Go big or go home.
I could take this back pretty easily.
I've been waiting for the Mad Hatter all season. It's good to see him back.
It's like Max Verstappen wins like 14 races in a row, and I finally go big on him. And he just fails. And you love every second of it. Like I waited all season for that bet. I waited 10 months for that bet, and I drop it down, and it just blows up in my face. And you just sit there and laugh. You just sit there grooving on it.
Darn straight.
Darn straight I'm
Pure,
grooving on it. All
pure,
right.
pure entertainment, man. It's pure entertainment for me.
All right. All right. Well, let's give our fans a little bit of entertainment because we got 3 minutes. You're going down yourself because we got 10 questions, 3 minutes. It's called Life in the Fast Lane. You ready, sir?
I'm always ready.
He's always ready. So without further ado, let's get it on. Was it fair for Ferrari bosses to ask Carlos Sainz to move over and for Charles Leclerc to attempt for P2 in the championship?
No! Earn it! We already discussed this. Powder yourself. Powder up that hand. Next.
Same question, different team. Was it fair to ask George Russell to move over for Lewis when it appeared he was going to win? It was going to be a Merc 1-2 and give Lewis his 16th straight season with a win.
No, you can't take a win from somebody. Get the heck out of here. Next. Especially the first win.
Haas went from pole to an 8th and 12th after the sprint race to 0 points after Saturday. Was this the biggest slap that smile off your face moment in 2022?
Oh, that's your patented penthouse to the outhouse, boys and girls. Next.
Lance Stroll sneaks past Vettel to take a point and finish ahead of Vettel for only the seventh time this season, and the first time since Singapore. Have you been impressed with Lance Stroll this season?
No, not at all. Next.
Not at all. All right, next question. After the 6th sprint race in 2 years, how are you feeling about it? Keep the sprint race or dump it?
I think you got to make some changes or something. Maybe it's got to be maybe a little longer. I don't know. I think you can do some things to make it a little bit more exciting. Maybe 2 qualifyings, something wild. Do something. Next.
All right. Despite a podium today, looks like Carlos Sainz will finish 6th in the driver standings for 2022. You disappointed in Carlos's 22?
No, I'm not disappointed at all. The team screwed the pooch so many times for the drivers this year, so no, not at all. Next.
And with his ninth place finish today, looks like Valtteri Bottas is probably going to take 10th on the season. Are you surprised Valtteri Bottas finished 10th?
Oh, who cares? Next. Please.
I mean, 10th for the Alpha. Come on.
Oh, come on. Who cares? Who cares?
Tears for George Russell. Tears for George Russell after his first win. You ever cry while watching someone win an F1 race?
Have I ever cried watching somebody win? No. If I won a race, you're darn right I'd probably cry.
Max refuses to give Sergio Perez the 6th place spot for the final lap, saying, "Do not ask me ever again." And you know my reasons. How you feeling about Max Verstappen holding on to his spot?
I'm just gonna get the popcorn ready. I'm gonna get the popcorn ready for it. So I like a little fire between in the clubhouse, especially at Red Bull. So let's see some fireworks. Get your popcorn. Talk some smack.
Talk some smack. Well, sir, great show once again. We are strapping on our seatbelts and we are heading to one more race for 2022. Tell us all about it.
Abu Dhabi, 1 week. Finale before the World Cup begins. See what happens. Stuff to play for.
And we will do that next Sunday. But before then, do not miss a special special Wednesday, Greenie the Cheese, for Haas Hump Day. Our first of what we hope is many Haas Hump Days throughout the year. Hopefully, we give you, once a month or so, we'll give you a Haas Hump Day coming your way, give you all those Haas news for all you Haas heads out there. And
Like for you and you alone.
I'm hearing there might also be a Ferrari Friday in the works as well. So if you're a Ferrari fan, you might get a Ferrari Friday coming up at some point, hosted by someone we know very well, which sitting right across from me, and that's you, sir. So and I will sit back and laugh at you on those days.
That'll be my time to spit fire.
No, your time to spit nothing but fire. So we'll probably have some Ferrari Fridays coming up. We'll announce those as we go, and also some other spin-off shows we got coming up to keep you guys entertained all off season long, all the way into our what I believe is going to be our big beginning of our season 3, which will be February 5th. I believe February 5th, we're going to be aiming for beginning of season 3, which will be coming your way then. And final thoughts as we leave Interlagos.
Brazil's always a fun time. Great racing at Interlagos. One more to go. See you in a week. And as always, stay medicated, my friends.
Stay caffeinated. Stay medicated. We'll see you. Peace.